Listen, here's what it's all about. I tell you, life is a runway. Time to bring what's on the inside out into the light, into the light. Life is a runway when you see it my way. Take all the good inside, make it beautiful. Fashion is a way to start showing what's in your heart. Call it superficial, I call it irrefutable. Oh, 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 oh. Life is a runway. You can be the girl that you wanna be, with a little love and some accessories.
I dreamed to be a designer when I was 7 years old.
Come to the Melo Project Runway, where you could make your own design and sew on the sewing machine, and you could buy fabric and you could sew it together. But first, you need to do your sewing exercise. And then you're going to learn your necklines, and you'll learn everything to sew.
Project because you get to do whatever you want. You get to design whatever you want.
I like the Melo Project because you get to design what you want
And be creative. And you get to paint, just like that.
Well, maybe we should get him in the class.
Yeah.
Your brother. What do you think?
Yeah.
He'll be the next one.
Welcome to the Melo Project Runway!
Welcome to the Melo Project Runway.
made to measure.
The first class, they start learning how to sew.
Hi, my name is Judith Nadell, and I'm 6 years old.
Hi, my name is Madison McSorley, and I'm 8 years old.
Getting close, so do it do it like that. What they have to do is get to precisely into the corners,
Which way do I turn?
right? Keep going. You need to get
Which
up to
way
the
do I
corner.
turn?
You need to go all the way. You have to go up to the line. Keep
Wait,
going.
so which way do I turn? That way?
Yeah.
Yay,
So keep
I only
going.
have 2 more.
Yeah.
Better.
1, 2, 3 more.
1, 2.
All right, and then one more stitch, I think. So you get on the line there, and now you can lift and turn. Lift and turn.
I think it's the honor.
This really does make them, you know, they have to have they think so many things when they do this. This is not like sewing a pillowcase or a square or something. This is seriously using their brain to think. Okay, and it's starting to remember you have to keep that black line right there. So keep going. So yeah, it's a lot of concentration, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sweating. I wish I had my undershirt on.
So how's it feel today, Haley?
Good.
It feels better, huh?
Mhm.
What did you just say earlier? You just said, I was getting it. What'd you say?
I said, I'm getting it. I'm getting so good at it now.
Uh-huh. What does it feel like? Does it feel good?
Feels better than I was like the first time, because the first time I was like, ooh.
Yeah. That's because, and then now that you've had more chances of experimenting, and don't forget, needle in,
Oh,
because you lose your spot. One more, and then now you turn. And you turn.
wait, this part.
Uh-huh. Ready? Isn't it great to sew?
Oh, the needle's not.
How's it feel to sew, Haley?
Good.
Okay, ready?
The
Go.
thing's not on. The black line.
Yes, here it is.
Which one?
There it is.
Okay.
It's kind of off a little, but what you do is go like this and get right on it, and there you go. There it is, see? Oh, okay, hold on. Slow, go ahead. Kind of just guide it like this. Almost done.
Fun.
That was fun.
Going fast.
And to think that she was so shy before and she wasn't talking, remember?
When you're trying to control the pedal for the sewing machine, like sometimes it goes fast when you want it to go like the slow kind of
Yeah, so
way.
so it's kind of it's something new, right? So you're kind of trying to feel it. It's almost like
You're trying to feel it when you're controlling it.
exactly. Absolutely.
And at the same time.
Uh-huh. And you're also eye coordination. You're doing your hands. You're making sure it's on a straight line. So you're using your brain. You're using your hands. You're using your feet and your eyes. versus a perspective of a 10-year-old. So it's kind of interesting how they're all saying the same thing, but you're saying it all in a different way.
And I've learned how to sew anything.
So what? Anything exactly. Judith has learned how to do the circle. She's almost done with her exercises. And so now she's going to be passing it on, which is a part of our Montessori principles, to Madison, who is just about to get to her circle now. Here.
What's
So
this one?
that one is a tunic. So the top is longer and it has a little skirt underneath.
What's this one?
That's the pagoda. A pagoda
What's
is
this
like
one?
lots of pleated.
What's this one?
It's called the mushroom.
What's this one?
Long torso.
What's this one?
The empire.
I like these two.
You like the empire and
Yeah, I
the
like
long
these.
torso.
I like this one, this one, this one.
Okay. So this also can be shorter, you know. See how you can shorten this? You can shorten this dress. You can change the sleeves.
This one looks kind
That's that's the, back in the time of the historical 1800s. So we need to have some color.
That looks like a queen dress.
It does. That's exactly how the women used to look.
This looks like a king dress.
Uh-huh.
And
That's
a
it.
prince.
Yep,
And a princess.
that's right. Those are the
And a
fifth.
queen.
That's right. There's the queen.
And this looks like the president. Well,
So what we do is right now we have a theatrical.
oh, pretty.
That's the
This one
Minoan.
looks like a princess.
That's a Gothic, and that's the ancient Greeks. So
What's this one?
you know, this is where they used to drape. Before they had sewing machines, they would just take fabric and just drape it, and then take cords and tie it so the fabric would stay on their body. So this is how fashion started. Started back in the Minoan age, where they would do tiers, small little panels, and then it went to the ancient Greeks, and then they started making fabric, wider pieces of fabric, because this is when they only could do small panels of fabric. So the more they developed, they started making larger pieces of fabric, and all they would do is drape it. So we can actually take fabric and drape it on the dress form, and you can come up with styles
Sure.
like that. Okay?
Okay, so could we go get the pink fabric?
Let's go get the pink fabric. I want to Google Captain.
I saw the Beatles.
The Beatles were 1960s.
Yeah, I saw.
So
pictures
this is
of
now
the
gets
Beatles.
into the. Now look what happens. See, you know why we paint fabric? This is how prints were started. They used to paint the fabric.
So, in phase 2, we start working on their designs, learning how to do technical sketches, just like we do as a designer in the real world.
Right now, I was just doing this, and these are necklines, and I'll be starting my technical sketches soon.
It's really nice. You see how you have a back neck drop and a front neck drop. Here on the low V, you have a back neck drop. You have a front neck drop. Here on the Peter Pan, I don't see a back neck drop and a front neck drop. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, so can you fix that? Now, I let Hannah just kind of look at the designs and let her just go and sketch it on her own. And then what I do is give them the opportunity to do it first. And then I go back and I make the corrections so then they can see. I want them to make mistakes because when you make mistakes, that's how you learn. Hooray! That's when you learn.
That's what you just told me. The more you make mistakes, the more you say hooray.
That's right, hooray, exactly. Because when you there's no way they're going to be able to, they've never done this before, so there's no way they're not going to make mistakes. So for us, we don't consider a mistake, we just go hooray, because when they do make a mistake, then they learn from doing it. So it's hands-on, project by project basis, design by design.
Where are the front neck drop?
Okay, so if you have to say first, you've got your front neck drop. So you first start with your neck opening. Remember you have a neck opening?
Mm-hmm.
But with a Peter Pan, the Peter Pan's coming like right around here, so it's close to the neck. So that means the opening of the neck from here to here should be smaller. It's like a jewel neck. So if you're going to draw something close to the neck and around, and then you put this Peter Pan collar on it. See it?
Sometimes we're
Because I want them to visually see it. I want them to get the visual in their head, and so when they can see something that they've done, they can automatically identify that, yeah, I need to change that.
I did
Right?
a crew neck, a V-neck, a Peter Pan neck, a square neck,
What else?
a low neck,
Uh-huh.
a scoop neck,
Uh-huh.
a boat neck,
Uh-huh.
a low, and a low V.
Uh-huh. And you learned some other necklines too. You looked at over there. You saw a few.
I am about to do sketches of necklines and technical sketches. I just graduated from sewing to the pattern making. Drawing a dress, and my neckline is a low round, and I'm doing a sleeveless dress, and I'm gonna have, and the bottom is gonna be flared. Chose was ocean, so I put some waves down at the bottom, and I thought of the beach, which I eat ice cream at, and
my God,
I
that's
have
great.
like popsicles at the beach, and so that's what I thought of, and it's gonna be a summer dress,
Oh my God, it's awesome.
purple, and then like the light blue, and then some greens, and then those sticks are gonna be silver.
That sounds like it's perfect. It's a great idea. Okay.
And I'm going in, and then I'm gonna put it on my spec sheet for, like, this is my technical sketch. So then I'm gonna go put it on my spec sheet.
It's higher here than what you drew. You gotta go higher. You see how wide that is?
Yeah.
Look at this. This looks a little bit like a moon. But you see the shape? But look at the distance between here and here. And here and here. You see it now? That's why you always draw something and you always step away from it and you look at it from afar, because there is when you can evaluate. You always, every artist and every painter does their own critique. The concept boards, right? Design something associated to whatever resonates you, because everyone's a little bit confused of what we're doing. I heard some comments of people watching the show last month. They're like, well, what is she doing? I mean, does she just pick whatever she wants? She does, but there's 5 categories that you choose from. There's one that they have to paint, self-painting on textiles, which is the art and fashion mixed together, because art is fashion. Every piece of design that you create is a piece of art, at least for me, it is. So you paint on fabric with textile paint, and it's for whatever message you want to send out. So it's pretty much open. Or you can paint on fabric, applique it, or paint directly on the fabric. And you're going to be applique. Perfect. Everybody knows what applique is.
You have like another piece of fabric, and you do your design on it, and then you like sew it or glue it on to the
fabric. Or are you appliquing these animals?
I'm painting on
Project that they have to also accomplish, because they do have to accomplish core tasks. So you're going directly on the fabric, and Jaden is doing the applique. Okay. The other one is anything mystical, history of fashion piece, or something made of something other than material. Anime, which you look at a movie and you want to duplicate whatever their clothing is. Like if you want to dress like Cinderella, you create the Cinderella dress. But yet their creativity is wide open, so they can pick whatever they want.
Yeah, because I had 2 to choose from, and I saw the different bodies on how it was. Like on my sketch here, it was the one over here, which I ended up liking the other one better.
That's right.
So for my technical sketch, I did it different.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you see it. I mean, that's what happens.
In phase 3, we start learning how to make patterns from the designs that they've sketched.
How do you like it? This is the first time you're making a pattern. How's it feel?
Weird.
Yeah.
Hi.
So what are you working on now?
The waistband for the raincoat.
So we were here during our little, design brainstorming about working on our PVC, right?
Yes.
PVC kids collection. And what was your suggestion about this? Because we had a little problem.
to
So problem solving, where's the little top? So here we are, like I always tell my students, sometimes things that happen, this is a proto. Sometimes things that we do end up being an advantage to a design process. So what was ours that we just figured out?
to add extra piece to connect the top and the bottom together.
Mm-hmm.
A waistband.
And what are we gonna use? Are we gonna use PVC or fabric?
We can use fabric to connect them together.
That's right. So in other words, our little raincoat, who was just totally just PVC, because the top ended up being a little bit shorter
Yeah.
than the bottom. Now we thought, okay,
Let's add a fabric in between to
Uh-huh.
make it a waistband.
that's right. So yeah, so that's what happens sometimes.
Kids showing their talents, like their design and what their passion of into fashion, with fashion.
And they get to pick their own music too.
Yep.
And
So that's
they were
really
just, it
interesting.
was free.
Yes.
They would go out there and just,
Do what they would want to do. Parents was very excited to see their kids wearing their clothes that they made, in the class and in the fashion show. So they were very happy
yeah.
that the kids actually did this piece and they wore it in the fashion show.
So they were kind of proud with their kids,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So the event actually was a very great success, because what we were trying to do
Mm-hmm.
is give a freedom of expression.
Yep.
There's no rules to follow, and they don't have to do this and do that. It's almost like being robotic.
Yes.
So it's more like freestyle.
A lot of people was very happy and impressed in what the kids can do in the fashion show, especially with design their own outfit and model themselves.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
that's really the whole point,
Yeah.
you know?
So
And-
I feel like that they're gonna really get into it, and then they're gonna want to learn more what they can learn from you.
Uh-huh. And so what are you learning from me?
Well, I'm learning raincoat. Well, I don't know if should this be a raincoat or is
Could be like a vest.
a vest.
Reason.
So hopefully it comes out very nice,
Uh-huh. But
and hopefully we can show you the piece when it's done.
that's right.
But would this be too much to wear during the?
This is the inside. This is the outside. Which is kind of good, because the PVC doesn't stretch anyway.
So I know probably hold on to it
Better.
because these fabric is too stretchy.
Yeah. It's
So it probably will weigh it down. Will it weigh it down because
yeah,
of the
it will
stretchiness?
stretch. It will pull through. They have to learn their fabrics. They have to know whether it's a woven or a knit, and they have to look and lay everything out and see what works the best, because there's so many shades of red, so many shades of every color, and what we want to do is pick the one that really makes it pop.
Well, I think you're right that this one.
It's deeper, because
Yeah.
that is a deep.
Mhm. So we're
And
going
it
with
actually pulls that.
that. So we'll go with that.
Yeah, actually, that's a good choice. Good choice, Amanda. All right, so let's get this off now. You're gonna lay the fabric down. I'm gonna lay the. Oh, you have this too. But again, see, this is polyester, and you see how it stretches. It's not secure. You want something strong. Lena's now going to challenge herself, and Brendan too, to creating their bodice, and she's 12, and Brendan is 12. So the 12-year-olds are now going to accomplish what I did as a sophomore at Risky.
So I have been working on my sloper, and I have just completed it. And I have to say that I completely despise R, because we kept having to change it every 3 minutes. R is a point on the sloper that you have to connect to a bunch of other letters that are also on the sloper. Right there. That's R.
Pattern of a sloper onto the muslin.
Math skills get improved.
The neck drop on this one, right? The front neck drop. This here, right? So what do? Here's the T. You put this right here. Now measure from that point down to the top of the trim, to the neck trim. Don't trim that. Mm-hmm. You want to the seam.
3.
Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eighths.
They develop a love of learning with hands-on.
And now look at
Because
this
this one
one.
just seems like a tad, like it's an old shirt, so it seems a tad bit too small, but that one seems a tad bit too big.
Yes. So you got, now you do the same thing on this one. You compare the difference between them. You put this here, right to the seam. This is your horizontal line, the T. You got it right here. And then measure from that to the. Here's her center front and center back. Right? Between the height that it's going to come here. You
Oh,
get
so if
it?
I did this, if I did these things with this trim, it would be different.
From this line here. 4 and 1. 4.5. So it's 4.5.
We need to neck that back.
Center back. So we did the front neck drop, now we do the back neck drop. So we do the same thing. You go like this, and you go to the seam. So the seam is somewhere in between. Perfect. Now 27 1/4. So write it here in the middle column, 27 1/4. That means a 1 and a slanted line and a 4 in the middle of that. Check, turn it around. Yeah, it's in the middle. So in the middle of this. So it's 1 3/4. And then versus this one. Okay. Down to the top of her knee. But you gotta stand really straight. And feel it with your finger. Top of her knee. I'll do the middle of that. You got 1 3/4 and 1 1. All right. Okay. 1 3/4.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 3/4. What's next, Fred?
Sleeve length from center of neck.
Sleeve length from center of neck. So that's the center back of the neck. So can you turn around? All right, so from the center back, and you're gonna lift your, yeah. So from here, bend, and like that.
Raglan armhole back. It says back, then has an underline, and then it says front and has an underline.
Right there. And you measure down. Right now it's what? Haley, what is it? Is it almost near 2? To number 2. So this way you can get the, whatever kind of design you're doing, if you're doing a special sleeve that has a cap or a really steep slope, to get this measurement on short sleeves, you do 1 inch below, because that's 1 inch, and straight up. So this way you get the slope, the slant. All right, so see Susie's work. She has just finished her dolphin. Susie has done several paintings. Show them what you're doing? You want to show them what you're doing? You want to hold it up? Look over there? You want to show them? Susie's working on a painting, which is a grayscale, and she's adding sparkles to it. Very beautiful sparkles. And we're experimenting today, right? You're doing a black and white painting to work on the black and white wall. Picked a dolphin. And this one's got gorgeous colors like a garden. And now Susie's working on a black and white picture, right? So we'll keep you posted. Love to dance. You love to play video games. You also like to play sports. You like to run. You love balls. You love to kick balls. You can play basketball and run.
Please.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is still playing.
Called Children Who've Been Raised Well.
I need to trace the butterflies. They're gonna be.
And you want to make them bigger now,
Uh-huh.
right? You want to make them bigger so you can use that as a base.
I think I want it this big.
Make sure the same size is the same width. You're making it bigger. Version of the butterfly.
Is that good?
That looks great. You want to make it even bigger?
Starting to trace the butterfly that I cut it out. And I used the tape to tape it on there. I took out a piece of tape and then I folded it. That's a double tape. Now I'm sewing it.
Follow me. Watch our show.
And
Comes
watch-
on
yeah.
Tuesdays,
On
10
Tu-
o'clock.
Exactly. Every Tuesday night at 10 o'clock, 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And follow us on Facebook, Tina B. Mello, and Tina Mello or Mello International. See ya on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, which is the type of lettering that Jaden's going to be using, which is I Can't Breathe, is his logo for the anchor. And that's his cause and his message to the world.
Hey, I'm here to show you my 3 animals that I made for my project with the painting. And I chose animals. So first, I have my polar bear. Then, I have my icicle. It's supposed to be a fox. Make me see. Can you see? See? Okay. And then I have my wolf and his little pup right there.
And you're going to be painting this on the bottom of a jacket, correct?
Yeah.
And this is the bottom of the pattern, right? Can you show them the pattern?
And
Yeah.
this is the pattern for the bottom, which I will add my jacket. Thank you.
This is a knit fabric with Lurex.
Whoa, it feels so nice.
And this is a woven. These are all knits. These are knits with silver in it.
This
See
is
this?
so fluffy.
Yep, and they put silver in it so it shines. And see how this woven shines? They also
This
have
is-
the same
this
thing.
This is gold though.
This one, yep. Yep, that one has gold in it.
This one has gold in it too.
You're a smart girl. That's amazing.
That one's gold in it too.
That's right. How did you know? You can see it, can't you?
Yes.
That's you know that. See, they learn about all the different types of gold, silver, Lurexes that can be added in. How was fabric shopping? Was that fun?
Yeah.
That's the best part. Did you touch all the fabrics and start exploring and know the difference between wovens and knits?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So this is some of it. It's white jersey knit. And I'm doing appliquing popsicles on. Well, no, I'm doing this as my dress and skirt. And I'm going to use paint, fabric paint to put popsicles on it. And then at the bottom of it, I'm going to put waves representing beach. Because I love the summer.
That's awesome.
And this is going to be the color of the waves. And it's also a jersey knit. And then this is going to be the belt.
Wow, that's beautiful. Oh, so it's actually, so what is it called?
Sequin.
Sequence, yeah. It's a beautiful, brilliant fabric. Oh, God, look at how it shines, just like the water, huh? The reflection. So what a great choice you've got. So your theme is ocean and beach. So that's the theme. And then, of course, you've got your fabric paint. And here you're actually making clothes that you could actually wear yourself. Made, it's called Made to Measure. And you decided to, for your dress, you're going to pick something that's more springy and summery. Have you decided what group you're going to pick from?
The summer.
And what colors? What color? What concept board? Have you decided? You can just,
Like the ocean one.
Oh, you're gonna pick that same ocean concept board as your sister did? Your daughter is starting a leather dress collection.
This is vegan leather.
She's just attempted and made her first zipper today. Follow Allegra on Facebook.
The Melo Project is going to be a resource for those parents that feel like they don't have enough to give the time to the kids, to give back to the youth, to allow them to be creative and grow their creativity.
You're saying that now you're no longer allowed in school?
We can't. We don't get to choose. They choose them for you, and then they change. So we have to go.
And these children were really basically left behind.
Yeah, it's a pretty special. So like first quarter I had tech ed, and then I had music, then I had art, and now I have gym.
They had no creative outlet.
For music, it's on Mondays. We go to computers. And for art, it's on Tuesdays. We go to computers.
Like arts are really important. They should be as important as like all the other things that we show in school.
Our school, it's we have A days and B days. So A day I have gym and Spanish, and then B days I have music and V math.
Oh, I'm really good.
But I always get A's in V math, so I don't know why I'm in that class because everything's easy.
So
Challenge it.
Exactly. Tell them that this is too easy. If you're going to give me some extra, make me take this class, give me something a little bit that I have to struggle with. We're following you last month about your beautiful draping for your dress for your sister. And she sang in the event, and we're definitely going to, in this episode, we're going to have her to the public singing, and she sings like an angel. She liked the dress, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
It fit perfectly. She looked beautiful in that dress. What'd she feel? What'd she say about the event in general?
Well, she liked it because she got to sing. She loves to sing. And, you know, it was kind of chaotic because we weren't exactly sure what to do because it was our first fashion show. But she did have fun, and so did I.
Yeah. All right, we're going to try some stuff on you and see what your sizes are. And then, and I want you to show me what you've been doing. You're a little hidden fashion designer, aren't you? Look at the beautiful flowers. Oh, how nice.
I made some other sketches.
Oh, a heart dress with flowers. Oh, that's gorgeous. Can you imagine that I can actually help you make that dress? Make a pattern. You got a pretty dress on there. And what else did you do? Ooh, lots of hearts. And stars and flowers. What a beautiful dress.
That's the last one I made.
Wow. Imagine, I think you'd be a perfect candidate for the Melo Project Runway for the youth. So see, we have a 5-year-old, which made this. Her name is Allegra. You know, using a sewing machine is really easy. You
I have a sewing machine at home. Well,
God, you're ready to go then.
It's like a toy because it's like totally me.
Yeah.
My grandma has a sewing machine, but I have a safety one. 5. No, 6.
No, 6.
I'm 9, turning March on 20.
So you're 9 and you're 9.
Yeah.
So you're both 9. You're 8 going
She's
on
older
9.
than me, though, because my birthday's in May.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you're definitely, I see your sketches, you're definitely a candidate to be to sign up for my class.
Be given the tools to be able to create something three-dimensional that they can be so proud of. And in fact, at the end, you're going to be able to see these children on stage wearing what they created and made themselves.
Everybody else doing, just 'cause everybody doing what they all do. If one thing I know, I fall but I grow. I'm walking down this road of mine, this road that I go home. So am I wrong for thinking that we could be something for real? Now am I wrong for trying to reach the things that I can't see? That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. tell me I'm wrong, wrong, I don't wanna be right, right. If you tell me I'm wrong, wrong, I don't wanna be right. If you tell me I'm wrong, wrong, I don't wanna be right, right. If you tell me I'm wrong, wrong, I don't wanna be right. Am I wrong for thinking that we could be something for real? Now am I wrong for trying to reach the things that I can't see? But that's just how I feel. But that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. Trying to reach the things that I can't see. So am I wrong? Am I wrong for thinking that we could be something for real? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh. Now am I wrong? Am I wrong for trying to reach the things that I can't see? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. But that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. Trying to reach the things that I can't see.
It's giving them permission to identify themselves as an individual, and that's what's the most important.
Visible, it's there, they can see something from start to finish that they made themselves. So I think that's extremely important.
What I
Did you make it yourself?
Yeah.
Did you paint everything on it yourself?
Yeah.
Did you make the pattern?
Yeah.
Did you sew it?
Yeah.
Is this your first design?
Yes.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A design.
Yeah!
They were just overflowing with self-esteem and just goals for their future.
Martha will vouch for me. We know about concept boards, right? It's not an easy task to actually work with a concept board, is it? No. It's designed to inspire them. Exactly. So they're not doing so bad.
So amazing as a mom to just see your kids so empowered.
It was first my sample and actually came out good enough to be my real design.
Can you imagine? This was a photo.
It was bottled up inside them all along, and now they're actually experimenting with it, and they're making creations out of it, and they're feeling good about what they're learning.
And then we were done and we hung it up and we went to the fashion show, and the fashion show's right now, so.
is the diversity of the creations of each one of these children.
I have designed a blue dress with a sweetheart neckline for my sister.
She comes home and she's proud of the things that she learns, and she actually has a lot of confidence about herself with her sewing and her design.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you design that?
Yeah.
Did you paint it?
Yeah.
You really did?
Yeah.
All by yourself?
Yeah.
Did you make a pattern?
Yeah.
Did you sew it?
Yeah.
It's very important to me and my children because it's not only giving them a self-esteem in their creativity, but it's also giving them a chance to be creative and to feel positive about their own creations.
But this is what they do. They're not only accomplishing a lot, but they're actually working with jersey. This is one of the hardest things to work with. Anybody can do a quilt or a woven, but jersey, knits, is amazing. Jaden, you did an amazing job. That's another fellow person. Thank you, Jaden.
Kids need this kind of stuff. They need these art classes, and they need to be able to make things that come from themselves. It gives them like some pride and some confidence that they're making.
But you're also so adorable.
Yay!
Hi, good evening. This is an amazing occasion, I have to say. I'm a tremendous supporter of Tina. I think what she's doing is phenomenal. Especially, I mean, this is some of the first time I'm going to see these kids with their finished projects. My background, I've been in the fashion industry as a jewelry designer, design director for many, many years. That was my career. We have a similar background in that we did a lot of color and trend forecasting back in the day. So over the years, I've always wanted to design my own collection, bring jewelry and ready-to-wear together. So that's what I do now. I have my own business, my own studio boutique in downtown Providence at 128 North Main Street. So anytime you want to come and visit, you can see more of my work. I did bring some tonight for you, thanks to Tina. She invited me to join this wonderful occasion. I like to do what I call a feminine boho chic. I do eco-fashion where I take excess inventory, leftovers, pre-loved materials, vintage treasures, and kind of reinvent, reclaim, repurpose, and also design originals of my design. I love to mix the color and the pattern, so you'll see some of that as it comes through. So I hope you enjoy the show.
I'm Sadie Veda, I'm a singer from Boston. I'll be performing for you tonight. I'm really thankful to Tina for letting me do that. I'm excited to see the show. I'm going to be singing an a cappella and one of my originals with Ken Chully on guitar. And we're both in a band called Cool Miracle. We play through Providence and Boston, and we're just excited to be a part of it.
So, as my sister said, my name is Julianne. I've been singing ever since I can remember, but I'm currently training as a color tour soprano under Diana Jacqueline.
Songs
in the rain.
Have you been gazing up into more than usual? Up at the sky, asking why you should try when your body aches to surrender. Everyone needs someone helping them reach for whatever their head is. Someone to teach them and promise things will get better. Don't give up, I know
She's already learned and now she's teaching us, and you know, it's easier to learn at a younger age than an older age, because when you're older it's written in ice, but when you're younger it's written in stone.
Doing something as creative as this?
No.
You just thought it was going to be a basic sewing class, right?
I've been to sewing classes before and we made headbands, and I like it because it's like private classes and you get to be alone and do it on your own, and you don't have to, like, you can make things quicker. And you don't have to make what they tell you to make.
That's right, and that's the difference between the Melo Project Runway for the youth versus other sewing classes, right? You're in a group with a bunch of kids, right?
And they tell you what to make and what fabrics to use and stuff.
And here you have the choice. You get to design your own thing, make your own pattern, pick your own fabrics,